Thank you. First of all, let me say, since the decision was made, we did have a meeting. We urged the governor to sit down with the FDA because ultimately that's the $900 million pot. Since that time, we have done a number of things to try to make this easier, to get more facts before them, to try to convince them. In fact, we've had private meetings, and we have a meeting set up at the end of the month in which the Tysons Tunnel group will sit down first head-to-head with the FDA. The first time they'll have been able to do that and get some questions answered and move them through. I think this decision that was made in 2002, as Jim said, none of the legislators had anything to do with that. That was a decision made locally and with Governor Warner at the time, and I don't know how much public input went into this at the time. But I see now, as I've gone out across my district, I was at a town meeting with Delegate Shannon and Senator Davis a few weeks ago where we basically asked people, would you be willing to take a chance to do this thing right underground? And the overwhelming amount was, we want to do this thing right. We think this is a 100-year project, not a short-term project. The public opinion, we're going to get nowhere in this bashing Governor Kane. I don't know the governor thing. He campaigned against me, it's a different party, but I will say this. He is taking facts as we supply them to him, as we take a look at other options on the table, and we're doing our best at the congressional level to try to give him an array. I think that he's got the best interest in bashing him is going to get us nowhere. We need to supply him with information. We need to continue at the congressional level to try to look at contingencies. And as Jim noted, there are some things going on right now in negotiations over the above ground that have driven costs up and frankly threaten to put the project in jeopardy, which, as Jim said, is good and it's bad. It's good in the sense that it opens it up for what we would all like to see, and that is an underground tunnel. It's bad in the sense that, should that happen, preserving the federal component and even the local county component is jeopardized because of the change in the numbers. There's about a 1% inflation rate per month on costs. But it's something we are looking at, trying to find a way around it. And I just wanted to assure you we'd like to see this tunnel underground. Can you imagine what the construction is going to be like when they're constructing this thing above ground at Tysons? It takes forever to get there now. Putting this thing underground saves a lot of that, and it also preserves this for longer. So this is where we'd like it to be, and we think it's appropriate. Citizens are heard on this issue, and we think it's appropriate that at all levels of government we use whatever influence we have to try to make it happen. But Jim has outlined some of the complexities of this issue that face the government. And I think what we want to do, he is a man, I think, with difficult decisions, a lot of integrity. By the way, he cannot make this decision alone. He has contractual relationships at this point that have to be honored as we go through. But I just want to assure you there are a lot of things going on that are not in the news at this point, working toward perhaps a different solution if we can get there. But it is complex. I want to just say I appreciate what I see as a groundswell of public opinion that has come out on this. It's important that citizens be heard because it's an issue that affects all of the community. And from our part, we are trying to make, if the governor looks at this and decides to go a different way, and the partners and the board and others, we will do whatever we can with no assurances, try to hold the funding in. I appreciate everybody being here, and I had no trouble finding this place today because when I came down Newell Road to make a left turn and stuck out my hand, I had about 10 politicians shook my hand. I knew right away I was in the right place, and I think that reflects the groundswell of opinion on this. So we're going to be working as hard as we can, but I think we need to recognize that the governor can be an ally in this if we can just keep supplying him with information and studies, and there's still time. And I look forward to our meeting at the end of the month where we meet with the FDA straight on and try to work that. And I thank also my colleagues, Jim Moran and Frank Wolf. But one thing we have found in years of office, all of this, is that we've never gotten anywhere getting out and bashing. We try to work a lower key and together. I just want to say we share your goals, all of us, if there's a way to make this work. And we will do whatever we can at the federal level with no assurance that everything we can to try to preserve the federal component of this. Thank you very much.